Hello everyone, and welcome back to... I just said hello. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise. Last episode, as per usual, I keep forgetting to show off armors, so here's the Somnicanth set, which... Did anyone watch the new Clash of the Titans? Because this looks like the Jins from there. Oh man, it looks amazing on the guys. Looks good on the girls too, but wow. And because I forgot to show it before, I think... where is it? Which armor did I forget to show? I think it was... Kulu's? 1001 Arabian Nights Aladdin. Very stylized. Here we have the Renop... Wow, the Renopolis have their own armor now? And it's a fat boy. Not bad skills either. Benabra. Classy as always. And a Remobra. Snake Cult. Snake Cult. Tunnel snakes rule. But yeah, not bad skills either. Especially Bombardier. Or as my friend used to call it, Bombardier. He also said epitome, like epitome. Not bad. Of course, the main draw there are the weapons, which... Oh, buddy! The Somnicanth weapons. They are edgelordy as edgelordy can be. But I love them. Oh, I looked over it. The Somnicanth hammer. Oh. I might end up actually grinding these off of recording, just because I love their designs. However, without further ado, let's launch into the next few rounds of hunting. And continue to listen to the Japanese voice acting. Which, still, not a fan. I think I'm not going to be happy unless it's Monster Hunter voices. Alright, next up on the chopping block is Rathian. You want to take a fire sword against Rathian? I take poison weapons against Rathian. Don't be absurd. Eat the dango. But yeah, after the last episode's constant discussion of controllers, I'm not sure exactly what to discuss on this one. Rathian. AKA my favorite monster of all time. Ursula may be my favorite monster. I know it's a little bit hard to understand. But let's just say Rathian and I have a history going a long way back. Specifically, her bigger, bitchier version, Pink Rathian. The only monster to have consistently carded me more than once. Then their Gigante happened, but that was for a different reason. I was using bow. And I think I discussed it here, or was it on stream? Either way, I also streamed this game on Twitch. I would not recommend right now, however... Well, actually, by the time this is going up, everything should be fixed on the internet side, so I should be able to stream at about the same quality as this. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's basically the same name. If you like this, of course. If not, you're going to completely ignore it. Anyways, I discussed it most likely there, but whenever I use any kind of gun, monsters are just attracted to me. And I don't mean like normal attraction from monsters when it comes to guns. I mean, they go out of their way. I had a freaking Nergigante chase me 4 rooms over after Farcaster. And no, it wasn't just because it was still locked on. Because it would end its attack and would still wait outside, idling. I'd step outside and it'd finally do its big attack. I am cursed with bows and, well, any kind of gun weapon. Because even Generations Ultimate, when I mained, well, I should say base Generations, when I mained heavy bow gun, I would never be left alone. Heck, my other friend would just get taunt, the negative of sneak, and an E for Feline Provoker, and it would still prioritize me over them. So yeah, I'm not allowed to play gun. Although I'm still trying to figure out what's the third weapon I'm going to do on recording. Basically, Elric is known for great swords and hammers. The other one might be sword and board, but he's not... Let's just say he's not that, sophisticated. He unga bungas. By the way, you don't necessarily have to use the Mountain Punisher right off. You can continue doing regular attacks. Depends on what you're going to do more damage with. Which I am so thankful I didn't decide to prioritize the tail, because I'm like, I need to get that cut. I'll get right on it, boss! God, I love hammer in this game. Black. 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 Yeah, anyone who's a fan of the Big Bang Attack from World, it's still here. I just haven't been using it because I completely forgot. But now that I know how it works, I'm going to be working into my moveset. And that's just it. You can train all you want in the training grounds with moves. You can try to pick apart a weapon as much as you want, but you won't know until you like it, until you start playing against real monsters. Until you are actually in the thick of it to try it all. That's a very tiny Rathian, I just realized. And even then, if you suck at a weapon, that's perfectly okay. You're not going to get it right off the bat. So don't be discouraged to try new weapons. And don't immediately blame the game, like some people. You can get salty, sure. Say what happened and whatnot, but realize at the end of the day, it's your fault. And how can you improve yourself? This is true for all aspects of life, by the way, not just this game and learning the weapons. Learning your own weaknesses, strengthening yourself. I say it's being a salty motherfucker still. But hey, I say, do as I say, not as I do. I curse like a sailor, rather I curse like my mother, who curses worse than a sailor. There's actually an ongoing thing with my family. If you curse more than my mother, you were probably doing something wrong. Oh, Viserius. Oh, you giving me a ride on the Rathian? Sure. But here's a fun little trick. And now we can attack our proprietary target. I'm using that word a lot now, too. Ugh. I hate myself for that. How I can just pick up on which words I'm using that day. course, now that I've been doing it and realizing that I do it, I've been looking at other YouTubers to see what their speech patterns are. And, it's kind of funny. You'll see a lot of them have a set pattern. Of course I say because I have a set pattern as well, so it's just industry standard, I guess. You're going to have a set pattern that people are going to like and they're not going to pay attention. Until they start paying attention. So, you're welcome, everyone. That's always been my favorite thing to do anyway, is scrutinize and figure out how everything ticks. In fact, that's why most of the people who buy me gifts hate around Christmas and such, because I would just assume everything, deduct what they were going to do. And usually, I'm 100% right. So it takes a lot of the surprise part out of it. Doesn't make me any less grateful. It's just that's my favorite thing to do, is guessing what's going to happen. In many ways, I thought I would be a good detective or work for the police, but no. Maybe work in forensics, but I don't work well with other most of the time. It's just I'm a hard worker, I'm a good worker. I'm terrible with people. Let's just say that. And I try, I really do. I just can't stand to be around too many people at a time when it comes to that. But I digress to the original point about all this. Pinkian! I wish they would bring her back. Yes, she was just a subspecies, a recolor. But she brought such life to the freaking Rathian line that Goldian just doesn't add up to. The closest we have is Dread Queen. World had Pinkian, so why can't they have her here? Yeah, there are technically no subspecies in this game right now. You can tell it was rushed. I'm hoping that they bring subspecies back with the first update. It's just basically another recolor with a slight change in their movements. So I don't see how they couldn't. So come on, Capcom, give me my Pinkian back. You can leave Astralos behind, I don't care about him. But Pinkian, bring her back. Which I would love a figurine of Pinkian as well. Continuing from the other topic about the blind boxes. Which, by the way, blind boxes. I don't endorse them. At all. I don't endorse loot boxes of any kind. So that's why I say if you can, find them at a flat rate instead of the figure you're looking for. However, if you don't mind a little bit of fun and a little gambling behind it, which yes, it is gambling, even if it doesn't have an intrinsic value, well, guess what? If you decide to sell your account later, which, although illegal, is still done, it still has value. Every form of gambling still has value in some way. That being said, if you're looking for a little bit of fun and want a decent figure and don't care what's in it, I don't hate those. They actually do make good figures, and they aren't abhorrently charged. So yeah, you get a nice little figure at a decent price, or you can buy them flat out. Depends entirely on you. But yeah, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but loot boxes suck. There's a reason why I can't even go back to Smite anymore, even though it was one of my favorite MOBAs, because they just got so... Ugh, they went too far with it. And speaking of going too far, now I'm at a crossroads because I don't like any of the monsters now shown. Well, don't like is a strong word. Let's do Tobi Kadachi. Because I want to stay hammer. Oh, yeah, and the Rathian armor. Which looks significantly better on the guys than the girls. On the girls, it's a giant Victorian era style dress. No thanks. On the guys, I get very Sir Gawain and the Green Knight feels off of it. Which is both a good and a bad. Let's give him more poison buildup. Alright, let's go fight Tobi Kadachi. Another monster from World, which makes no sense why it's here. That being said, I actually do like Tobi Kadachi. He was a nice early game monster, which he gave him a serious buff in this one. I'm not even going to kid about that. They made him into a true threat. Now he's all the way up in Area 13, but that's so far away. Record relic. Yeah, remember a couple episodes ago where I said there was a shortcut? Here's the shortcut. Stop! There's another record relic here. Then you continue on, completely off the map. Through the hole, and what do you know? We're in Area 13. Seriously, I love it when developers add those little details. Makes the world feel a lot more alive. It's why I love Dark Souls so much. Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2 to a lesser extent, because it actually did have some interwoven parts. But I'm not an outright hater of Dark Souls 2. I have a lot of fond memories of it. Especially being one of the Bell brothers, or Bellends if you hated them. I had a fun little cursed maiden build on there. Essentially, I would start off normal, use a broken mundane sword, try to plead to the person to continue on, then after about a minute, I just activate dragon form, and dual wield great swords. Completely demolish them. It was fun. I love that. Which has not been seen again in any other Souls-like, that kind of PvP roleplay. If anything, Dark Souls 2 had the best PvP and one of the few times where I thoroughly enjoyed playing PvP. And then the update happened with Faith, which again, not a Faith user myself, but when you're trying to force people into a box, expect to be cordoned off. Faith is not supposed to do damage. Are you fucking serious? Once upon a time in the fucking lore, Faith and sorceries came from the same source. Well, actually, I guess it would be the most recent game, Demon Souls. But I'm not going to count that remake. That's a tough tail. But yeah, right off the bat, it should become quite apparent that they made him bulkier in this one. Which he sorely needed. He was a monster I always adored, but thought he was treated poorly. He was a great monster to fight. Taught you about speed, prediction, unpredictability. Plus, he just has a cool design. Which I always found hilarious, that he's weak to poison as a snake. And yet his variant is actually strong with poison. Which I hope they bring him back, because I did enjoy that variant. Really, I just hope they bring back something. Because, as it stands, a monster variety, though wide, is still rather anemic, because there are no subspecies at all. Which could easily double the number of monsters and give even more variety just by doing that. Is it cheap? Yes, and that's the point. It's very friggin' cheap, but everyone knows about the subspecies, and most people enjoyed them. Hell, I want to see Red Kizu again. I want to see friggin' Copper Tobi Kadachi, or whatever it's named, I forget at the moment. Which, anyone who knows me, I'm bad with names and remembering them. If I remember your name, consider yourself honored. Because somewhere in my peanut-sized brain, it somehow gave me enough room to remember you. Okay, I'm adapting to the controller. Hell, I wouldn't mind seeing Ruby Basarios again either. Of course, I have a feeling they're going to include Gravios at some point, because that's grown-up Basarios. Quit using your stance and let me place it. Oh wait, it did let me place it. Never been up here. Is there a reason for it? Or is it just for the lantern bug? Probably just for the lantern bug. And just random shutdown of my friggin' bugs. There is no rhyme or reason to which attack shut those down. Which I wish they would clarify. Deogen. Like I said, I'm working into my moveset. Viper Tobi Kadachi, that was it. Yeah, I was trying to think of it. Was there ever a subspecies for... Yeah, there was. We could have also get Jade Baroff back. So let's see, that's Pinkian, Azurelos, Jade Baroff, Viper Tobi Kadachi, Gravios, Ruby Basarios. Quit biting my ass. There was also the subspecies for Puke Puke. That would be nice. Coral Puke Puke. So right there is already like, what, 7 more monsters? Especially if they include Sandberry. Or even Frostfang Barioth if they prefer. So yeah, I wouldn't mind some subspecies. Since this is not the New World, there should be some subspecies. They got away with it with Generations because that was a celebratory game. But they could at least include some subspecies in this one. Which, no, Ibushi and Narwa are not subspecies. They are actually the same species, just one male and one female, apparently. So think the Mutos from the original Godzilla. Well, American Godzilla. The other American Godzilla. Not the 98 Zilla. How tanky are you? Jeez. You're putting up more of a health fight than Rathian. Because they even buffed her health. There we go. But yeah, I can go on and on about subspecies because they could really add them. Hell, I think Roggy and technically Baggy are subspecies of each other because they're subspecies of Jaggy. So come on, Capcom, that would be the easiest solution right there. Include some subspecies. Include that in the first update. Now, what was I originally talking about? I completely forgot. Hate when I do that. As Rakana would say, I chase rabbits. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the Tobi Kadachi armor. Huh. I kinda dig the hat. What's on it? Jump Master. It negates knockback during jumps. I'm gonna have to think about that hat at some point. Or even that skill. That's a really good skill. Crit Eye, so I can get an upgrade to my current armor, I think. Now I lose attack boost. That being said, I wouldn't mind the Greaves. And how do they... I don't hate those. Okay, if I equip them, I lose 3 attack, but gain 10 affinity and a good bit of armor. But I also lose all res +1. That being said, this is a low rank, that doesn't matter. So you know what? I'm gonna make those right now. I'm gonna have to farm more of them, but that was to be expected. So let's see the overall. Not bad. And how much for the chest? Because again, I don't think it adds that much. Yeah, just lose 3 more attack. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up farming Tobi Kadachi between episodes. Anyways, I'm going to end this episode off in a different way, because I want to... Special license test? What's this? Seeing how you're just blazing through these quests, you've earned the opportunity to take a special license test. Yay. Passing the test lets you take on 2-star gathering hub. Huh. So if you never touched in multiplayer, you can just jump through it by doing these special licenses. That's really cool. But as I said, I'm going to end this episode off with showing the lava caverns through an expedition tour. Because I want to gather up some materials while I'm out. So I'll show you the cutscene, and then call it there. Alright. As you can see, I have a whole map to explore. You saw how cool this area is going to be, and that this is the 3 ultimate volcano. But we'll discuss that more in the next episode. Have a good one.